Hey guys, and welcome back to Season 1 of Settlers, the project where we build settlements throughout the world of Conan Exiles. Today is episode 7, and we are building the Huntsman's Lodge. Torn, one of my long-term patrons and regular commenters, suggested adding this to Skylake Village in episode 5, so we're doing that today. Firstly, we are starting off with, of course, the base plate. You can see the blueprint on screen now, and it's a fairly simple design that scales across about 3 tiles worth of height as it is built on a slight hill. I stuck to the material palette for the village of stable fence foundations with frontier ceilings, though I did initially build the base plate using sandstone foundations. This helped me to kind of size up the build properly, and then I was able to place the fence foundations on the exterior, remove the sandstone foundations, and then fill in the ceilings atop the fences, supporting them underneath with pillars. Once the base plate was complete, I then began on the first floor walls. I raised a 2x3 section at the back of the ground floor and then built up the walls 2 tiles high according to the height of the fence foundation below it. I of course used Numidian for the ground floor, using windows fairly sparingly. I separated the build into 2 main rooms, leaving the front of the raised 2x3 open on the interior, as I'll fence it off to add a bit of extra space and depth into the build. I also built a really simple staircase down from the porch that wraps around the front of the build. It's not too fancy, but it provides an interesting deviation from the usual format of stairs I'd go for. Next, for the ceilings. I used Numidian vaulted ceilings to create some extra shape within the lodge. I used inverted corner pieces to kind of frame the raised section, though in the furnishing phase I would remove the inverted corner near the stairs and replace it with a straight ceiling tile just to make it a bit easier to navigate. I then also built a staircase up from the side of the porch to reach the first floor, and finished off the ceilings in the left side room in the same fashion as the lounge. Next, for the first floor walls. Like with the other buildings in the village, I used sloping sides of Numidian and Frontier to transition into the walls, and I then used Frontier from then onwards. I built the walls of the first floor 1 tile high on the right and left sides, and I raised the middle section that sat at 2 tiles high to add a bit of extra shape into the design. I also built some very simple roof gables onto this floor at a peaked apex, and I decided to drop the right side of the ground floor raised section down to 1 tile, so that the roof would slope up into a regular peaked apex roof. Next, for the roofing itself. Building the roof gables set me up really well for the roof construction, and overall this build doesn't actually need that much roof space, so it was a nice simple affair of just following the flow of each roof and building it accordingly. I also included some awnings on the ground floor, and wedge roof pieces over the bay window on the ground floor. Finally, I made some additions and did some detailing. I chose to build a small workstation area outside the build below the stairs to the first floor, along with an extra compartment in what would be the kitchen area, which helped to add a bit of extra shape to the build and give the design a bit more purpose. I also used Frontier wall caps, as I have done around the rest of the village, to add some extra shape and detail to the roof of this structure, at which point the construction phase was then complete. Finally, when the shell of the build was done, it was then time to, of course, furnish. Approaching the build, I've added a heraldic banner of the village, alongside some plants and beehives to lure out smaller animals. On the left-hand side of the build is the outdoor workstation, where larger animals can be skinned and butchered on the rock slab. This lodge is the residence and workplace of Leonard the Huntsman, a private and fairly reclusive yet considerably wealthy man who supplies meat to the village from the resident population of elk, lions and small game throughout the area. Though fish is still by far the most plentiful food for the village, meat is still available through Leonard, and thus has made him a pretty penny over the years, hence why his home and workplace is a bit larger than most others. Entering the home, we end up first in the lounge. This room is decorated fairly lavishly with various pieces of pottery, alongside books, cultural relics and even some taxidermy, a hobby for Leonard. The raised section provides a small workshop area for Leonard to make arrows, repair his bow or sharpen his skinning dagger, though he still often has to visit the blacksmith for more complicated repairs or creations. To the left side is the kitchen, where Leonard can cook food, store meat for preservation and also dry out any hides he takes from animals he hunts. Heading upstairs, we reach Leonard's personal quarters, which include a bedroom, office space, personal storage and a back balcony. This is a fairly modest bedroom focused on atmosphere and style, with ample space, providing a comfortable rest area for Leonard. In the woods behind Leonard's house, some further clues to Levan the Carpenter's disappearance have been discovered. A now abandoned campsite lays amongst the trees. There lies one bedroll in a makeshift tent, along with some discarded belongings next to the cold campfire. The journal has been written in, but nobody's been able to tell which language it is. In one of these boxes, a pair of Zamorian boots have been left. Caked in now dried mud on the sole, the mud appears to contain what seems to be wood shavings. Could these boots have belonged to Levan, or maybe someone that was involved in his disappearance? Perhaps there are more clues nearby that we will uncover soon. And there we have it, Season 1, Episode 7 of Settlers and Leonard's Hunting Lodge are complete. We are getting even closer to the completion of the village, so if there's anything else you think this village should include before it's complete, do feel free to let me know in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, all the links to my Twitch, Twitter, Discord, Patreon, Host Havoc affiliate page, NordVPN discount and NordPass discount are available in the description below. However, of course, you can simply just leave a like, a comment or subscribe. Any of those are very greatly appreciated. Patrons get a bunch of nice benefits, including sneak peeks of videos, your name in every video, custom made wallpapers in 1080p and 4K resolutions, full-size build blueprints, Discord roles and more. On that note, a massive thanks to our patrons Sadialot, Randar, Connor, Ivy, Torn, Ill-Fated, Coffeeman04, Marion Ladd, Alfric and Eagle Rose. As always, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon.